He knew he was manic. 3 days into a hospital admission with the white bracelet still around his wrist, he said it clearly. I was manic. No hesitation, no confusion, no denial. And then, in almost the same breath, he leaned forward and began describing the company he was about to build, the fortune he was about to make, the life that was finally about to fall into place. A man could recognize that his brain had shifted and still believe the world that shift was creating. That is not a contradiction. That is bipolar disorder. Most people think bipolar disorder means being happy one day and sad the next. That simple idea is everywhere, in movies, in jokes, in casual conversations. Real bipolar disorder is not just a person changing emotions, it is a disorder of mood, energy, sleep, drive, judgment, confidence, risk, and reality testing. It can change how fast thoughts move, how important an idea feels, how dangerous a decision seems. It is about the brain's ability to generate different versions of reality and make each one feel convincing. The patient had been admitted in the middle of an episode. His family had watched the change build over days. First, he stopped sleeping. 4 nights passed with barely any rest, yet he did not look tired. He looked charged. Then came the spending. 2 credit cards were maxed out on equipment for a business that did not exist yet. Calls were made to relatives at 3 in the morning with incredible news. To him, it was not chaos. It was momentum. To his family, it was frightening. By the time he reached the hospital, medication and containment had slowed the episode enough for conversation. When asked why he was there, he did not argue. He simply said, I was manic. And then the shift happened again. He began describing the business in detail, a future so bright and complete that it seemed to him almost already real. If he knew it was mania, why did the belief not disappear? Why did insight not break the spell? Most people imagine insight as something simple. Either someone knows they are unwell or they do not, on or off. A person may understand the diagnosis but not fully feel its meaning. The thinking brain can say, this is mania, but the feeling brain says, what if this time it is real? That gap between what someone knows and what someone feels is where much of bipolar disorder lives. Telling a person, just remember you are manic, may sound logical from the outside, but sometimes they already know. One of the hardest things for outsiders to understand is that some people do not immediately want hypomania to end. Depression is not just sadness. It can make life feel distant, heavy, colorless. The person may move through the day like they are watching life through frosted glass. Then, almost overnight, something changes, energy returns, thoughts become faster, speech becomes easier, confidence comes back. To an outsider, this may look like improvement. To the person, it may feel like rescue. Because hypomania does not always stay contained, it can become a slope. Confidence can become overconfidence. Ambition can become grandiosity. Productivity can become chaos. There is no alarm bell, no clear border, no sign that says, you have now crossed from energy into illness. Sometimes the first visible episode is not mania, it is depression. An antidepressant given without proper mood protection may not simply lift depression, it may accelerate the brain. Sleep drops, thoughts speed up, confidence rises too quickly, energy returns too sharply. To the family, it may look like a miracle at first, but sometimes what looks like recovery is actually the beginning of a switch. Mania is not simply extreme happiness. Sometimes mania is euphoric, but mania can also look like irritability. Family members may feel they are walking on glass. Every question becomes an insult. Every concern becomes interference. Mania can appear as rage, explosive, disproportionate, frightening, no joy, no laughter. Mania is not a mood alone. It is a state of activation. A few weeks of mania can damage a career, a marriage, a bank account, a reputation, a body, a future. Bipolar disorder is often imagined as long seasons, but not always. Some people switch much faster. How can the same brain move from hopelessness to certainty so quickly? Mood, sleep, reward, energy, and circadian rhythm are deeply connected. Sleep may be the first domino. Which version is the real person? The unstoppable, electric version during mania, or the hollowed-out, hopeless version during depression? Neither, and in a way both. An episode is a state, not an identity. Many people with bipolar disorder live quietly, responsibly, and with enormous discipline. They work, study, raise families, maintain relationships, take medication, attend follow-ups, track sleep. Ordinary may require extraordinary vigilance. A brilliant idea may not need to be rejected immediately, but it may need time, sleep, and another person's perspective before it can be trusted. Living with bipolar disorder can mean learning to monitor the mind from inside the mind itself. It is like flying a plane while also checking whether the instruments are still reliable. Most people move through life assuming their thoughts and emotions are basically trustworthy. A person with bipolar disorder may have to learn that the view from inside the mind can feel completely real, even when the brain has already started changing the picture. So the next time bipolar disorder is reduced to happy one day, sad the next, remember the man in the hospital consultation room. Calm enough to say, "I was manic," clear enough to name the illness, and still, moments later, convinced that the company in his mind was real. The same brain can recognize illness and still generate belief. Every human being lives inside a reality built by the brain. When the brain changes, the world does not have to change for reality to feel different. The room can be the same, the people can be the same, the facts can be the same. But if the brain shifts, reality shifts with it.